Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, TV Reviews, Connections of Mind. And welcome back to another installment in my review and reaction series to each and every episode of Season 4 of Star Trek Discovery. If you've never seen one of my reaction episodes before, this is where I give my brief overview of the latest episode of whatever show I happen to be reviewing at the time, what I liked, disliked, what I thought worked and didn't work, as well as some analysis of certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. Just to get this out of the way, this will be a full spoiler review and reaction to the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, so if you've not seen this latest episode yet, I highly recommend coming back when you have, because this will be full-on spoilers from here on out. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 8, entitled All In. After the holiday hiatus, I guess we could call it, we're picking up right where we left off in Episode 7, where after the decision by the Federation Council to make first contact with Species 10C, the species behind the DMA, against Book's wishes to use the weapon that would, the isolated weapon that would destroy the DMA, Booker then and Tarka, they steal the prototype Next Generation Spore Drive and jump away in Book's ship. Where we pick up now is Burnham is tasked by President Rillick to investigate more data as to making first contact with Species 10C, while she also understandably wants to find Booker and bring him back and convince him not to take this destructive path. And after being, surreptitiously given the go-ahead by Admiral Vance to say, hey, you can kill two birds with one stone with this, they track Booker down to a casino barge on a planet that both she and Book had visited in their time as couriers. And this dealer, who was the head honcho of this casino barge, has this rare mineral that they require in order to complete the weapon that the scientist is working on. And they obviously, Booker and Burnham want the isolatum for obviously different reasons. One, to complete the weapon; the other, to keep it out of the other's hands. However, they're each trying to raise money in order to afford this mineral. And after completing a couple of different challenges, one on Booker's side being to find a cheater inside the casino, the other with Burnham and teaming up with Lieutenant Commander Awashikun. Awashikun engages in a fight to drum up some money on that front. They both finish their tasks at the exact same time, and then it ends up being settled over a game of poker, essentially, and which, basically it's Alien Texas Hold'em. And it turns out that both Booker and Burnham are also being competing against a pair of Orion Emerald Chain wannabes there as well. That both of them don't want them to get the mineral. So both Burnham and Book, team up sort of to get them out of the game, and then finally we get to the final hand, where we find out they, after genuine appeal, it's like, no, you don't. Burnham's like, no, you don't have to do this. Please don't do this. And Booker's like, no, I'm sorry. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to burn all these bridges. Then so be it. He ends up winning the poker game. He wins the mineral, and he and the scientist jump away. And however, in the meantime, not only do they get the data, the star charts that allow them to map the space around which the Species 10C happens to be residing, but also Burnham installs a secret tracking device which allows her to track Booker to where he's building the weapon. And this episode ends with the certainty that blowing up the DMA would not be a good idea because, as it turns out, it is revealed that the DMA is not a weapon as they thought it was, but it's actually a mining tool that Species 10C is using, and they're mining certain minerals that are basically their power source. And if that would be destroyed, then that would almost certainly be an act of war on the Federation's part. So this episode ends with the President Relic saying Booker has to be stopped by whatever means possible. So this episode, it's a good return to form from the hiatus that we had for early in the season, and it's doing what I wanted to see with this plot thread. I was afraid that they would drag out this betrayal for so long. It sounds like they're doing it at a good pace. This develops quite well. It makes me think that they're going to come to a head rather quickly. I believe there's going to be 12 episodes in this season. I might be wrong on that, but it seems like there's going to be leaving more room for exploring what Species 10C is all about and what their motives are. That should be. I'm looking forward to how that's setting up things later on. I also liked the fact that Burnham and Washikun team up on this one. I like this because having these team ups outside of like the usual pairings is always an interesting thing with Star Trek. I especially liked Star Trek Beyond for this situation where they paired up different crew members with in different combinations. Like they had Kirk and Chekhov. You had Spock and McCoy also, and Sulu and Uhura, and separate things. But that was an element that I really liked in that movie. And I really liked it seeing in this episode as well. Really, there really isn't much that I disliked about this episode. I think this was a really well-made, interesting episode. However, I mean, the reveal that the cheater in this in the casino was a changeling. I really wish they could have elaborated whether it was a changeling as in one of the founders or a different shape-shifting species. It kind of looked like it might have been a founder, but just based on the visual effects, it might not have been. I wish they had given it a little more elaboration on that, but then that was kind of a throwaway thing in terms of the story and the overall scheme of things. That's really my only nitpick on this front. Overall, I think it was a very good episode, and it's really kind of reminded me of an episode from Season 7 of Star Trek Voyager, the two-parter Flesh and Blood, where the Doctor betrays the crew of Voyager, essentially, and he joins this ragtag group of rebel Herosian holograms because he sympathizes with them, and he has good reasons that he thinks of for wanting to help them, and he thinks that the actions that Janeway and the Herosian, essentially Starfleet, were taking were wrong, and that's I feel like we're getting run into a similar plot arc down the road here, where I never remember the scientist's name, but he's obviously going to be revealed to be evil, and Booker's going to be like, have a my gosh, what did I do moments, and he's going to come back to the side of good, I feel like. So that's something I think we can look forward to in this in the upcoming episodes of this season. But what did you? So overall, I really liked this episode. What did you think of episode 8 of the Star Trek Discovery here? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What about my analysis? Do you agree? Disagree? Did I miss anything? I probably missed something. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to look for my next movie and TV reviews coming up. I have a full docket this week alone, with not only a movie review, which will be for Death on the Nile, which comes out tonight and tomorrow, I believe. So look forward to that, as well as Season 1 overview reviews of Star Trek Prodigy, as well as the Book of Boba Fett. So those reviews will be coming up, and also be sure to tune in next week for my review and reaction to next week's episode of Star Trek Discovery. And if you like, and if I said it before, I'll say it again. If you like this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching once again, and just remember, there is nothing new under the sun, and yes, you have seen it before.